Hey everyone, it's Dave from Dragonstorm, and Hour of Devastation has been out now for a month and a half. I thought it was a good time to begin discussing some of the artwork of the set. We're used to it now, we've seen the cards, and this is a 10 best list, not a top 10. It's too subjective to make it into an ordered list, so here are some criteria. First of all, I will talk a little bit about some of the composition, some of the design, some of the elements and principles of art, but realistically this is about what was most impactful, what really worked, not only in terms of the visuals, but how the visuals work with the cards themselves and some of the game mechanics perhaps as well, and how they were expressed visually. So without further ado, we're going to begin with a couple of honorable mentions. First of all is a cursed horde. You've got these zombies coming at you literally. You've got the one zombie in the middle there grabbing for you and kind of latching onto a necklace you're wearing. There's Naga, undead jackals. It's really putting you right into the Hour of Devastation. Sifter Worm is fantastic looking. He is so creepy. I love it. And there's a great, he's got an eye beneath his mouth, which I didn't notice until I saw the high res shot. And unfortunately, a lot of the time it's hard to tell some of the details on the cards themselves, but Sifter Worm is great. Granitic Titan, he's looking down at us. He is obviously huge with that temple-y sort of thing on top and the lava kind of dripping, or magma, I guess, dripping from him. He's just so well done. It looks so good. Next off, we have Samlet and Puncturing Blow to the Scorpion God. Great card, but distance is just doesn't seem quite right. And Solemnity, such an emotionally impactful card. I'm going to talk about another one which also affected me quite viscerally. But there's Gideon, and he's trying to, I guess, save or heal Ketra. Dreamstealer, very cool card. I love the idea and the mechanic behind it. The hand reaching out behind him is cool, but I didn't quite get it until I saw the token when he becomes eternalized. His ability is to remove cards from your opponent, and there's like all of the hands reaching towards your cards. Aerial Guide is a great card. He's the first one on our list. His mechanic is to give flying to another creature that's attacking. So you've got this Drake doing this crazy aerial maneuver. It's so dynamic with all the rubble and dust. And there's a poor guy kind of clinging on for dear life, swinging in with his Khopesh, for damage as well, flying. And just, it's such a cool rendition of the card's mechanic. I love this picture, and I loved it from the minute I saw it. Unquenchable Thirst. Jeremy Wilson created this particular beautiful painting. And again, as an artist, I often wonder how much direction they're given, because the card's called Unquenchable Thirst. They might have been told him it was about deserts, but here's the water actually transmuting into sand as it's flowing towards his mouth. The poor guy can't get his thirst quenched. And the background's got this wonderful convoluted sort of scene, muted colors, just so visually stunning, and neat angle too. So I really thought this card worked quite well. Speaking of muted colors, Piotr Jablonski created this particular work. His work often has this really creepy feel to it. And again, I think it's the browns and the dark yellows, the muted yellows, I guess. You've got for scale these people running away at the bottom there. It's such a visually powerful scene, and his style is reminiscent of H.R. Geiger, I think, a little bit. Just that wonderful creepiness to it, which you can't quite put your finger on, but you don't want to encounter this apocalypse demon. Zach Stella created the image on the right-hand side. I couldn't find a picture of the card quite big enough and high enough quality to put on. So the Aven there, the picture's on the right-hand side. You've got this Aven protecting these poor fellows from an obelisk that's about to fall. And again, the idea of untapping your target creatures when it attacks, kind of saving them for defense. The image kind of works well with the picture. Looking up at the scene as well is not easy to portray that kind of perspective. So I really like that visual there. Good, powerful image. Next, from Victor Adam Minguez, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is Marauding Bone Slasher. And this is one of those cards where every time I looked at it closely, I got another cool aspect, another cool points stood out to me. So the armor, the bones lashed onto his forearm for a weapon, the pose, the background, their characters, the fact that he's holding on to another arm, which is holding the Kopesh. I didn't notice that for the longest time. When I did, it was like, oh my god, look at that! It was such a cool idea. Taking the idea of a Mentor zombie and then making it even cooler than it originally was. So I really like this image, even though I'm not a big fan of the card itself. Ryan E created this beautiful image of the Pride Sovereign. I've got in the background the Regal Caracol picture, kind of just to help fill some space. But if you look at the center image, that lion looking so majestic, really epitomizing the term Pride Sovereign. Like, leader, he said there were cats nearby. The cats are all kind of doing their own thing too. Like, the one's kind of licking his paw. There's a whole bunch on the ledge above the lion. Even the background, the building's got some like wear and tear to it. So it really has a lot going on, even in mundane details in the background, which I thought was really neat. Fraying Sanity, not a great card in limited, which is where I mostly play my Magic, but wow, this card again, just being told as an artist, make a card called Fraying Sanity. It has to do with mill and go. And what Ryan Alexander Lee came up with for the image is just monochromatic, so visually impactful, so I can't take my eyes off it. It's just so interesting to look at, and the expression on the hands he's able to convey is just so very cool. I love it. Very cool piece of artwork there. Next, we have a card, again, which I don't know how playable is. There's a lot of decks out there which are trying to make it work. Imminent Doom. And the artist's name, I'm going to butcher it, Daniel Ljunggren. I'm probably doing a horrible job with that. I apologize. Just showing the majesty of Nicol Bolas. I don't like using more than one picture of one creature, but I'm going to. This is the first picture of Nicol Bolas. The domino kind of effect of the obelisk falling over, the scale with the trees, the debris everywhere, the colors, the focus really on that central character of the armor and the wings. Just so well done. So visually stunning to show just how powerful he is. Here's the second of two cards which had an immediate emotional reaction. I had a reaction to this picture. I just thought, oh my god, like the people who are kneeling there and in utter agony at the death of Kefnet, their god. This is one of those pictures where I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's really good for children. I mean, this 13+ game, but wow. I mean, even the blood kind of pooling into the cracks between the rocks, the reflection of the blood, the background has got some really interesting details to it. The folds of the clothing, the angle. I mean, how this composition was arranged is just mind-blowing. And finally, we have Torment of Hailfire. Gregoire Rakowski created this beautiful image, which really to this day I think is the most powerful. The idea of this god pharaoh coming down and just raining hailfire upon this plane which he created, or at least he took over, culled, became god pharaoh of. There's a playmat for Mastermind, and I actually joined the standard tournament, which I don't usually do because I'm terrible at standard. I went 1-8. It was awful. I joined it just to try and get the playmat that said Mastermind on it of this image, and it's just, again, Nicol Bolas just looks so powerful, and so we are insignificant to him completely. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna drop all these little blasts of energy from the sky, and if they hit me, I'm okay with that. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to make some comments below about what you think, what you agree, what you disagree with. This is Neheb the Eternal by Chris Ron. And again, cool picture, but didn't quite make the list. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so inclined. And I'm hoping to make more videos like this in the near future. Thanks for watching.